It's with the greatest delight that I welcome Ciara McNeilly from McNeilly's down the road. You're deputising for your colleague who's off, Maria, she's off holidaying at the moment.
Nice, yeah.
Isn't she lucky?
Maria.
Yeah, she's fortunate. But your holidays come and holidays go. She'll be back next week.
Oh,
but
she will.
She's given us an able woman to stand into the breach. How long have you been a pharmacist?
I've been qualified there 3 years in July past.
Yeah. Where was it? It was Queen's you went to, was it?
Queen's I went to for 4 years. Started in 2006 and then graduated in 2010.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I know.
What drew you to pharmacy?
Well, I've always had an interest in healthcare. My grandfather had Alzheimer's and I would have helped look after him.
Yes.
He lived next door. So I kind of had an idea that I wanted to go into something in healthcare, and pharmacy just kind of drew me in.
Nice.
It was an interesting career. The course looked very good in Queen's. And I liked the idea that you had a job by the end of it as well.
Yeah, of course. Chemistry is at the heart of it, I suppose.
Oh yes, chemistry.
Formulae.
Biology. Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah.
And was it the actual course itself? Was it onerous and difficult?
Oh, it was very difficult. Yeah, it's very intense. You're in 9 to 5 most days, whereas most other students maybe have a few days off to maybe chill out and stuff. But you get used to it.
You get used to it, indeed. You're with one of our finest chemists in Newry, but you also worked for McNeilly's for a time up in Dublin.
Well, it wasn't McNeilly's I worked for in Dublin, but yes, I worked in Dublin.
But you cut your teeth there.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And it's come in handy with southern customers coming up to get
course.
private prescriptions.
Of course, and a lot of that's happening.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, I think it's just it's a lot cheaper to buy medication up here as a prescription than it is down there. So yes, it makes sense for them.
We're looking at today. We're looking at small ailments and stuff like that. How do you define a small ailment?
Small ailment is generally something that can be self-managed, and that most people could buy something over the counter, to treat it. Like there's a minor ailment scheme that's available in all community pharmacies. It covers a range of ailments such as head lice, earwax, threadworms, vaginal thrush, athlete's foot, things like that would be what we'd be looking to treat. And basically it saves the person having to go to their own GP to get a prescription or see the doctor when they can come to the community pharmacist.
And they talk to you, they go in and they say, this is, how are you doing, this is my problem and what do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
Basically that's it,
And then we can then recommend something that we can give them to treat. Obviously if we can't give them anything, or if it's a more serious problem, they'll be referred on. But generally most things that people come in with, you can give them a hand with. Yeah.
Do you find, Ciara, that people can be maybe a bit embarrassed about coming in with head lice, or how do they,
Yeah, they can be.
It's a bit sensitive, isn't it?
Yes, you normally get maybe a mother coming in and they'll want to speak to the pharmacist privately, and then they'll explain and stuff. But it is quite common, especially I suppose during the school months, because children are in such close contact with each other, and they do spread quite quickly and quite easily that way. But I suppose if anybody wanted to just come in and talk to the pharmacist, we always have time to take a bit of time to give.
Thank you, Mr. Robot. The robot's there doing the rough work, and you do the intelligent work.
Yeah.
But it frees you up.
It does,
which
yes.
is the whole
it's great,
thing.
that robot.
So you're saying really that the head lice thing happens more and more at this time of year?
Yeah, it happens more commonly, especially I would say once the children start going back to school in September, there'll probably be maybe a few more people coming in with it. But I suppose it's not something that any parent wants to find in their child's head. But in the reality it does happen, and it's very important that it's treated correctly to make sure that it doesn't come back again, or that they spread.
Would people still use the fine comb?
Oh yeah, the fine comb's very, very important.
There you are.
I was going to say it
has stood the test of time.
Oh, it has, yeah. It would be very important either in wet or dry combing to detect lice. So basically if you were doing dry combing, it's just separating the hair into sections, working from the back of the head to the front of the head, and making sure to comb through each section. It's that part where you will either see the live lice, so it's important for detection.
What are lice?
Lice, they're tiny. They're so hard to see. They're maybe like a wee grey brown coloured insect type thing. But
what do they grow into, or do they grow? Is it a metamorphosis?
I was going to say, no, they hatch from the egg, and then they form a nymph, which is like a kind of teenage kind of lice. Now their life cycle wouldn't be that long, and this can happen over say anything from 0 to 20 odd days, and then eventually they'll develop into an adult. And it's then that they can basically mate, males can mate with a female and lay eggs, and then obviously that process starts again. So it's essential that that wee comb is used to like remove eggs.
Where would they normally live?
Well, the lice can live all over the hair.
But I mean, what would their natural habitat be?
Oh, I'm not sure of that. As far as I know,
it's interesting, isn't it? To think, do they live in the forest? Do they live in the backs of armchairs?
And then do they decide they're just going to land on people's
Yeah, I'm going to land on your head. I like the cut of your haircut. I'm going to land on you or whatever. Yeah. But what's the treatment for it, quite apart from the comb?
I was going to say, it's very important to use a treatment that works for 8 to 12 hours. Any other treatment, like there's some that say they're for 10 minutes, an hour, but they're not in like contact with the lice long enough to actually kill them. So the one I would recommend would be Hedrin. And it's and it's actually available on the minor ailment scheme in community pharmacies.
So I wouldn't need a prescription for Hedrin.
No, you can come in and get it for free. Once we just need to fill out a wee form, take a few details, and then we can give you the Hedrin. So it's basically applied to dry hair, left for 8 hours, ideally overnight, so you apply it last thing before the child goes to bed. And then wash it off as normal with shampoo the next morning.
Are they the same as nits?
They are, yeah. Nits would be like the eggs, the shell that they leave once they hatch out of it. And the nits normally attach themselves to the base of the hair follicles, so they can be found around behind the ears.
They feast on your follicles.
But yes, they just kind of cling to it, so they need to be removed physically.
Yeah, and do they actually puncture you and take blood, or what do they do?
No, they'll not take blood. But
what do they feed on?
I was going to say they release saliva onto the scalp, and that's what causes the itch that people associate
They're
with.
They're nasty little people.
Oh, they are nasty.
They are indeed, yeah. And are you seeing much of it at the moment?
Seeing a good bit of it, yes. We've seen a lot there at the start of the summer, with schools finishing up. But yes, we do. You see it all times of the year. So you do, yeah.
Okay. Have you anything else on your programme today you wanted to tell me about?
I can talk about all the minor ailments.
Wow, give me some idea of more.
Say,
what else is there?
There's threadworm, so it's another one that
threadworm. This for me. I don't mind lice. You know, I'm happy enough because I can walk. But this notion of creatures living down inside me,
I know.
That's awful.
Yeah, no, a lot of people would be embarrassed about that.
And where do the threadworms come from?
Basically, they're ingested. So
ingested from what?
They lay their eggs basically around your bottom region. So
if you scratch your bum and then
scratch your bum,
eat
they get stuck in between your fingernails.
And it's awful.
The hands aren't washed properly, then obviously you're ingesting them. But basically, if you touch anything afterwards, after you've maybe scratched your bottom, the eggs will transfer on to
so it's a constant
movement. Toy or bed sheets or whatever.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Even a door handle, do you know, if someone's left a bathroom. So basically, it's taking the eggs in through your mouth. They then hatch in your stomach.
Oh,
and
God.
The egg will then, or the worm will actually migrate out into your bottom region at night time and lay more eggs. So
they like the bottom region, but they must come from somewhere else to get into you.
Yeah, well, see, it's wherever you pick up the eggs from.
And those eggs, they will lay their eggs maybe on somewhere out, totally external.
Well, no, they can only lay their eggs
on a person.
Yeah, but the eggs are then transferred from that person.
Yeah, but how do the eggs get? Where does the creature come from to lay the eggs?
Generally, it would be from somebody else, maybe.
From somebody else that has them.
Yeah.
It's a kind of chicken and
egg
situation. What starts and where does it go? Yeah. So there are threadworms.
Threadworms, yeah.
Tapeworms. What about them now?
Oh, we generally don't see very much of them, lucky enough. But
why are they?
They're normally seen in kind of warmer, more exotic countries. I think.
What's the threadworm we need to look out for?
The threadworm is the one that we
normally.
I suppose
people could get them off dogs and stuff as well.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't normally. Things that shouldn't be able to transfer through to human to animal. But I suppose there's possibility that they could. But the main signs with threadworms to look out would be an itchy bottom at night. That would be the main symptom.
Did you hear, and I don't want to frighten you,
did you?
I heard it in the World Service overnight. There's a town in northeast China, an outbreak of bubonic plague.
No, I didn't hear that.
Isn't it frightening?
Yeah, it is frightening.
So what they've done is they've sealed off the town.
Yeah.
And people are imprisoned in the town and they can't get in, they can't get out. But bubonic plague, apparently it happens quite a lot. It's awful. That was the kind of great plague of London and all of that, wasn't it? Coming from creatures, yeah. So the threadworm we've dealt with. Where are we going now?
Then other earwax, we can deal with earwax.
Earwax.
In my animal scheme. So earwax, the main symptoms you'd be looking at there was someone that would say that their hearing's a bit dulled.
Sorry?
Their hearing's a bit dulled.
Sorry? No, I'm okay. I don't have it, yeah.
You don't have earwax?
No, I'm okay.
Basically, if there's anybody saying that they've pain in their ear, then they're best to get a look at that by a doctor.
But should people's ordinary pattern of hygiene...
It should clear it out, but some people, I think, just use an excess of earwax, and not even that. Some people, you shouldn't really use a cotton bud to like stick into your...
Because the cotton can come off and stick there.
Exactly, and it can push the earwax even further in. So generally the ears are self-cleaning.
Yeah.
And they do clear themselves, but I suppose some people do suffer with a build-up of earwax. Yeah, and the main things we'd have to treat that would be like olive oil eardrops and...
That works the old way. Because the olive oil will go in and float the stuff up.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. You see people with these holistic candles that they put in the ear and they light them. No, we're not recommending
I was going to say,
that.
unless you want to like burn your hair off or something, it wouldn't really be the best.
No, we'll avoid the hair burning bit. Yeah, so the earwax, but just ordinary, be aware of personal hygiene in this matter, Exactly. Okay, right. What else have we? We're almost there.
We're almost there then. Vaginal thrush, another embarrassing
I've had
a
a family of girls and I've had a wife, and one hears about this every so often, and so it's again, I don't know, what causes it and where does it come from?
It's an overgrowth of
yeast.
Fungi. Yeah, fungi.
I've heard this said before.
Candida, it's called.
Candida.
Yeah, so basically an overgrowth of that. It can happen after you have an antibiotic because obviously it weakens your
immune system.
And therefore it takes away the bacteria that would be in that region and then allows the overgrowth of the yeast. Or some people just can be prone to it, unfortunately.
We are, it strikes me, the more, and I hear you talking now, and it strikes me, we are a remarkably efficient machine.
Oh, we are, definitely.
Because it all works.
Yeah.
And then the day that it stops working, wow, it all just starts to zoom.
Exactly.
You're disappearing from the inside.
Yeah.
It's terrible, isn't it,
when
you think of it?
Yeah.
Long may we live.
Exactly.
I think that's the big
thing.
And be happy and healthy indeed.
But yeah, the heat, the warm weather would be another factor for thrush. So with this week being particularly warm, some people might find that they're affected with it.
Clothing, the type, certainly I remember the occasions in my family. I think they were always careful of the right clothing.
Yes,
loose and breathable and stuff like
generally
that.
Cotton.
Cotton is
would
good.
Be best.
Cotton would be.
Yeah.
Someone told me once, this has nothing to do with health, but somebody said that one of the loveliest things to sleep on, linen sheets.
Linen sheets.
I never had. I don't know what sort of sheets I would have, but maybe cotton. But somebody said linen sheets. It's the pièce de résistance of sheets. I'm going to try that and see how it goes. So the health of the town at the moment isn't too bad.
No, it's not too bad at all. Everybody's out enjoying the nice weather.
Okay. Well, maybe that's a problem too in its own way, the sun. But we dealt with that last week.
I was going to say yes, as long as people wear their sun cream.
Cream and all that.
And keep protected, then they should generally be fine. Yeah.
Well, we're blessed to have you in our community looking after us. And you're a wonderful person. This woman was a student of St. Paul's out the road and then went to Queen's, yes?
Correct, yes.
And became a pharmacist. Wonderful. Ciara, thank you very, very much indeed.
Thank you very much for having me.
But you started off by telling me you're all worried about this.
Oh, I was worried about it.
Now, was there a moment of not enjoying it any part?
No, not at all.
God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Well. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.